Hello.
Marcus,
Yes.
you're not my Josh.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
But this is the Garrett and Mythos podcast, a very unorganized podcast to talk about video games, movies, and everything in between. I'm the Josh. I haven't changed, but this is a very special occasion, as other Josh has been officially excommunicated from the podcast. He doesn't know this yet, but I'll tell him later when I inevitably see him in person. I feel like the special thing that is about to happen. We're about to reveal the unorganized charm of the Garrett and Mythos podcast, because you and I, leading up to this moment, have had very little communication.
That's true.
And I have my notes I've prepared, but
Oh.
I do have one confession that I want to share with you, and I
Okay.
probably shouldn't, but I'm going to anyway.
Okay.
Up until you texted me, I thought you were Nick.
I understand the confusion of that.
I don't know why, because when I'm gonna have you explain how we got to this point,
Sure.
but when I saw your original cry for help on the internet, you said your name was Marcus. So I don't know
I did,
what I was
yeah.
thinking. I'm going bonkers. So hey, first of all, before I put you on the spot, have you seen the teaser trailer for the iCarly reboot?
I saw that it was posted, but I haven't watched it yet, and I have no affiliation with iCarly whatsoever. But if you do, I'd be more than happy to hear about it.
I think we're off on the wrong foot, but that's okay. So anyway, we're just going to bypass iCarly altogether. Marcus, you and I are new best friends. Why don't
Hell
you
yeah.
walk us down the path? Why are we here? How did this even happen?
So basically, I do my own podcast called Now Try This, and I reached out to people on Reddit for guest spots. I was looking to be a guest on different people's podcasts because I want to promote as much as possible.
And unfortunately, you landed here.
I mean, fortunately, I think, because we're having a great time
what?
already.
You think so?
I'm having a good time. I don't know about you.
Don't feel like you have to lie to me. That's all I'm going to say. Be honest with me. Has other people reached out to you since after you put that up?
Yeah, I would say we had a few people reach out. It's been an interesting process because you're trying to coordinate with different people, and then everyone gets busy and has different schedules. So over the course of the next few months, hopefully I will be on several podcasts. But this was
Very
the
good.
easiest to do, you and I. This worked out really well.
How so?
I just feel like you communicated very well. And we were like, great, we have a schedule. This is when we want to record.
Until about a half hour ago, I realized that we were in different time zones and almost didn't happen.
100%. I was like, God damn it. Time zones always fuck me up. I'm not used to talking to people who don't live on the East Coast or anywhere
Right.
near me.
So where are you at? Where are you currently located?
So-
I know.
Oh, you know.
I creeped. I know where you are.
Wow.
I know where you live.
That's
I'm just kidding.
creepy.
Go ahead.
No, I like
Just keep
it.
talking. Keep talking.
It's okay. It makes me feel special. It's the closest I'll get to celebrity status.
That's a bummer.
I'm in New Jersey and I work in New York City. So I grew up in New York City, actually, but not that long ago I moved to New Jersey because it's cheaper.
How much cheaper?
I would
To the
say,
dime.
let's see. I was in a 3-bedroom apartment in Astoria, and I had roommates, about $2,600, and it was like a shitty apartment with like
a piece?
No, total. So it's
Okay,
$2,600. It was a shitty apartment. It was railroad style, so like you couldn't access one of the rooms without crossing through someone's room. The landlord was a weird guy. He started a Korean church above us, so like every Sunday.
Was he Korean?
No, he was not
Oh,
Korean.
okay.
But I think his wife was Korean or something, so she like
Good.
dealt with them. I don't know, but it was just a wild time living in that apartment, and that shithole was $2,600 a month. And now I guess it's not that much cheaper. I have a 2-bedroom apartment, and it's like $1,800, but it's a lot nicer, and it's in a better area. So,
And there's not a Korean church,
There is not,
presumably above you. Okay.
yeah, there's no church of any race above me.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, that is good to know. So you were in New York. You're in New Jersey. You're living the dream. And on the side, when you find the time, you podcast.
Uh-huh.
You do the
Yes, I
thing.
do.
You have the Now Try This podcast with your bestest of friends
My
since birth.
best.
I'm assuming.
We were born in the same hospital. No, we weren't.
Okay. All right. I was all right. Okay.
I
I
actually,
was gonna be really good if it was.
growing up, I had a best friend who was born in the same hospital, and it was like he was born 2 days after me. So we crossed paths.
Okay. Well, I mean, 2 days is like just barely making it, though.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel, if I may say,
I
not
don't
to
know how
disregard
long
any of
you
this.
stay in the hospital as a baby. Do you get
Well-
kicked out immediately?
No, I just had my first child about 5 months ago.
Oh, congratulations.
And hey, thank you so much. But we were there for, holy cow, 3.5, 4 days, I think.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And due to the current state and climate of the world, we weren't able to leave our hotel room, our hospital room,
Wow.
until we left. So that's another story. And
That's
frankly,
crazy.
you don't need to know. You don't need to know about it. So we're here about podcasting.
Yes.
Quit derailing. me.
Sorry.
This is serious
I didn't mean.
business.
I mean, you said, "Hey, you said we could talk about whatever we wanted."
I did. And I don't know. I'm getting defensive. I'm totally calm and collected.
Okay, so my podcast. Let's talk about that.
Tell me about it.
My podcast is called Now Try This. I do it with my best friend Nick, who I've known since college. We met because we had a mutual friend, and they were like, "You're both nerds. You'll like each other," and they were right.
Oh, good.
And since
Did
then,
you have
we've
any
just been-
doubt in your mind?
I had no doubt. Honestly, I was like, I like this guy. I'm Hispanic. He's Hispanic. We went to a mostly white college, so it was like we're both Hispanic and nerdy. We had that in common. We had similar like upbringing, so we got along really well pretty quickly.
Good. That's beautiful.
And we were roommates in Astoria, in the apartment I was actually talking about earlier. And I went up to him and I was like, I want to do a podcast. I've been listening to so many podcasts recently, and I just want to do one. And we just tried brainstorming topics. And at the same time, I was bugging him about watching something that I wanted him to watch. And I was like, what if you had to watch the things I wanted you to watch? And then in return, I also had to watch the things you wanted me to watch that were important to you. And that's how it basically got started.
At first, did he tell you no, and you had to kind of keep coming back to him, or was he like, he's just like, yeah,
He was on board immediately, and then we had to like, it was just a matter of figuring it out. It was like, okay, we got to come up with a theme song. Although, as someone also in the podcast business,
Yikes.
you know how much
Loosely.
work goes into it.
Sure, absolutely. Well, side note, I just had a friend talk to me a few days ago. You know who you are. And ask me more or less what the process was in doing this, because he and his friends were wanting to dabble in the podcasting world. And I don't think I said this specifically, but the more I think about it, based off what you just said, I feel like it can be as simple or complicated as you make it. Because I was worried about audio quality and being somewhat interesting in any way, shape, and form. But the truth of it is, there are some people out there, God bless them, that it sounds as if they're recording straight into a toaster.
Yep.
And they love each other's presence, and they're just talking about the stuff that they enjoy. And so
100%.
That's good for them. It's good for me. It's good for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's great. The best part about podcasting is that literally anybody could start a podcast. You can get like a $14 microphone off of Amazon and just go for it,
So you're saying the key to success is a $14 mic and then a DSLR.
You know what? I don't know if you do this, but I go down rabbit holes of like YouTube viewing or whatever. So like anytime I make any big decision, I do tons and tons of research. I try to figure out what the best way to do things. I've watched like 1,000 videos on YouTube about how to make like the perfect podcast, the best microphone, the best webcam, the best everything. And it's like, and in the end, none of that shit matters. Like it matters to some extent, and you want to definitely upgrade eventually. But as long as you're out there just doing it and starting and trying, you got the nice equipment later.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say. Out of those countless hours that you undoubtedly wasted on the internet, did you find what is like the one piece or two pieces of information that you're like, man, that was good?
it was that. It was, I saw someone and he was like, he was going through like the most expensive cameras or whatever. And then he did another video on like best budget cameras, best budget mics, best budget. And then I was like, and then he had another video that was just like, none of this shit matters.
Very good.
And I was like, this is the video I like of yours.
Very good. You thumbs up, you subscribed, and then you
100%.
unsubscribed later.
Hell yeah.
Very good.
I smashed that
Very
like
good.
button.
Man, have you ever said that? Don't lie to me.
I
No,
don't
you haven't?
think-
Okay.
I might have. I'm not going to say definitively that I've never said that, but I fucking hate it.
I mean, I don't know. Is click the like button so not entertaining enough, I guess? I mean, what's the thought process, I guess, is what
I
I'm
guess it's
thinking.
not exciting enough, right? Like, I feel like when you study marketing and all that shit, I mean, not that I know, I took marketing 101 or some shit. Like, it's just like, you got to make it exciting. You got to make it dynamic. You got to engage
So
the
smash
listener.
that like button is what came from that?
I guess it depends on what your target audience is. If you're watching a
I don't
Jake
buy it.
Paul video or something and he's like,
Oh my
smash
gosh.
that like button, you're like, that makes sense for you to say that.
I mean, what would you prefer? Smash that like button or beat that like button to a pulp?
Oh, I like, you know
what I'm
what?
saying?
I get that. That's too aggressive
So why?
for me.
Well, I was gonna say, why stop at smash if you're trying to grab? Listen, I don't know. This is
grab
worthless. This is
that,
worthless
grab
speech.
that like. Mail us a like.
Mail us a like. I like
Mail us
that
a
one.
like.
And then you give like you have to set up a PO box, and then it just gets complicated. In the back.
Punch that like.
no good.
I feel like there's so many things you could say instead.
Choke that like. All right, so moving on. So the shows. So now try this is going strong. You guys, you went on a little. You start. When did you start? I forgot. Did you already say
God,
that?
I feel like we started in maybe 2017 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
We started a long time ago, and then we took a long break. Then we started again, and then we took another long break.
So what was the reason for the first break?
The first break was I was having a crisis. Basically, I like had broke up with my girlfriend that I was with for 9 years.
Okay.
And I was just trying to figure. I was also like, I was like 380 pounds or something like that. I was really heavy. So I was like,
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I was like, I need to get my shit together. I need to fucking fix my life, like work on my depression, work on my mental health, work on my physical health.
Holy cow.
And also, get rid of that terrible partner that I was with. So I did all that, and then we started up again. And then
I
we
appreciate
needed
your
another break.
transparency.
Yeah.
Holy
oh,
cow. I'm gonna Google the crap out of you later and try to find a
picture?
now and then photo. Yeah, that's bizarre, man.
There
Good-
is actually, because
Okay.
in the beginning, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but we, for our thumbnails and our little like things, we Photoshop our faces onto like the movie poster or whatever
Right,
that we're
right.
doing. So if you look early on, you could see that I was much heavier than I am now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Holy, yeah, I'll do that later.
Well, no, I mean, you could do it while
forget
you're
about
doing
the
it. I'll say this, like, another thing about our podcast is like we are going back and forth each week and giving each other something to try that is like personal to us. So it's a little hard to kind of gain traction because we're not doing like the newest and the hottest things all the time.
Right.
We're just
Right.
doing things that are personal to us. So sometimes it
Right.
does overlap with like new and hot stuff, but not all the time. Sometimes we're doing like a movie from the 80s that like meant a lot to him. But it's funny because since the format is us talking about things we love and things that are so personal to us, it gets like so deep and emotional sometimes. And I don't realize
Sure.
the things that I'm saying on air. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like pouring my heart out on this podcast.
I like that. I had a mental image of you, I don't know, single tear, and then Nick is just waiting for you to finish, and it's just a beautiful moment. That
Oh,
was fun.
we've cried multiple times on the podcast.
I have to go back through the archive then, man. I feel like I'm missing all the content.
I forget which episodes, but it's like in the beginning when we go before we get into whatever we're talking about, we talk about like why it's important to us, and so
Right.
sometimes that can bring up some emotions.
Okay. I mean, dude, you gave me like 30 seconds of your life story, and I was entranced, so I can't even imagine.
There you go.
Holy
Yeah.
cow. Man, is Nick anywhere as interesting as you are? I doubt it.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Nick is also, he's a good dude. He's an actor. He does improv and stuff like that, which is kind of fun. So it's handy.
Yeah.
He's also very creative, which I feel like is good because on each episode we'll play a game. And I feel like I enjoy his games more than I enjoy making any games for my episodes.
Okay. Is this like Duck Duck Goose or is this like deep thought out?
It depends.
Like,
every episode is different. Like some games, we did a Saw episode.
Yes.
Spiral.
I heard it
recently.
was garbage. The movie, by the way. Go ahead.
The movie was fine. It wasn't great.
Very good.
But I don't know how many of the Saw movies you've watched, but most of them are garbage. So
One. I saw the first one for the first time within the past 7 months.
That's funny. So yeah, the
It's fine.
Spiral is not as good as the first one, but it is better than a majority of the sequels.
Do you remember that Chester from Linkin Park was in one of them and he had his back ripped off?
Oh no, I don't remember that. He was?
I only saw the YouTube clip, yeah.
Oh, I have to look that up.
May he rest. Continue, please.
Are you a fan of horror movies?
No.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Okay,
I'll tell you
okay, why?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. You know, I like to have a good time. I like to feel good. I like to smile. I even like to chuckle every now and then when the opportunity presents itself. I watch spooky movies off and on. We dabbled, you know, in the Insidious films back when they were
Those
hot,
are good.
if that's what the kids are saying these days. But then I remember this vividly. Several years ago, back in my hometown, me, my brother, and my best friend and best man at my wedding,
Ooh.
Alex. Try to find him. You won't. There's too many Alexes. We went to the theater and we were going. Oh wait, I might be over exaggerating, but I'm just gonna say it how I remember it.
Go ahead, do it.
We were going to see Grown Ups 2. Right. So this is back when Grown Ups 2 came out.
How long ago was that?
I don't know. Hang on.
Okay. Grown Ups 2.
Release date. 2013.
Wow.
Okay. Anyway, I don't think it was that bad. Adam Sandler, you know what you're gonna get. Anyway,
for sure.
we went to go see Grown Ups 2. We ended up seeing the freaking Conjuring, the first one. Right.
Okay.
So
how
we
did
saw
that happen? Were you going to Grown Ups 2 and then you were just
Alex,
like, you know what?
No.
I changed my mind.
No, Alex is a bad influence. That's why.
Okay.
Let's go see the Conjuring. So we did, and that one got me good. And I was like, you know what? I like to sleep at night, and I like to feel happy thoughts, and this did not do any of that for me. So I like spooky movies that don't involve the pits of hell working against me.
Okay.
So the movie, the remakes of It and It Chapter 2, my wife and I are big fans of.
Oh,
Stephen
okay.
King's
That's good.
It. Yep. Good stuff there. You know, and you know, thrashers aren't bad because, you know, we're all desensitized to killing.
For
But
sure.
That's just
how the
way it
world is
How did-
now.
yeah, but Grown Ups 2, I think it was a fine film. Selma Hayek, Adam Sandler, it's good stuff.
Wait, so when did you see Grown Ups 2 then? Did you watch both in the same day?
I've just seen it. I've just seen it since then.
Okay.
You know,
I thought you had a
At
double
some point.
feature in the movie.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Another side note. We saw. I don't know why I'm remembering this. I do actually. We watched that movie. Was it Chernobyl Diaries? Have you seen that?
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
Does that ring a bell at all?
It sounds familiar. Yeah.
So there's a movie called Chernobyl Diaries. Long story short, it's Chernobyl. And they're like documentary style going and like, isn't Chernobyl wild? And then like, surprise, there's evil there.
I remember it.
We
I
watched
remember it
that.
now. I remember it.
We rented it and we watched it. And I don't remember when that came out, but we also rented, what was it? I think it was the Katy Perry movie right after that to cleanse the brain.
I like
I'm
that
pretty
idea.
sure it was the Katy Perry movie.
That's kind of a fun way to do horror movies if you're not super into horror movies. I grew up on horror movies. I feel like my mom was super into horror movies. So when we were kids, she was showing us Chucky and the Leprechaun and all that shit. So I've become just completely desensitized to all of it.
I've only seen Child's Play, the one that came out over the past 2 or 3 years with Mark Hamill for some reason as Chucky. That one was fine. Haven't seen Leprechaun. I'm familiar.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it. Is it to be expected?
Oh,
or
man.
what's
Hold
Leprechaun all
on.
about? You're
Let me
sweating, dude.
Let me walk you through the ride that is the Leprechaun franchise.
I'm feeling good.
So we actually did an episode on the Leprechaun because we had a Halloween month, and I was like, okay, let's try to do only scary things if we can, because I have so many to go through. I don't, I was trying to get through as many as possible. So I gave him Leprechaun, and rewatching it was so funny because that series starts off pretty simple. It's like, oh, there's a leprechaun in a well who wants his gold. The main characters have his gold, and he's going to kill them. Like, that's fine. Very simple.
Classic
Monster movie. You have the thing the monster wants. The monster's going to come after you until you don't have it anymore.
Wholesome.
But then he goes in part 4. Well, he goes to Las Vegas, I think in part 2 or 3, which is like really fun.
You said part 4?
Then in part 4, he goes to space, and then he comes back from space. And I think in part 5 and 6, he goes to the hood. So there's Leprechaun in the hood, and then there's Leprechaun back to the hood, I think is what they're called.
Hang on. Hang on. So... Where is the hood?
I don't remember.
Why did he go back? What year was this? Can it happen now? There's a lot of things happening.
It's definitely one of those things. I don't think it could be. You could have this movie today. Like, you would have to. I don't know what you would have to do to work around it, but you'd have to do a lot to make sure that it was like it was an okay film. But yeah, it's hilarious to watch. It's super cringy. It's like there's just so many silly things that happen into it that it's like hard to take it seriously as a horror movie.
Sure. Wait, so he went to the hood after or before space?
After space. So he went to space.
Kind of seems like a...
Yeah, you stay on Earth and then you go to space and then you continue there. Leprechaun goes to Mars. Leprechaun goes to Venus. Could have
Galactic
a whole
Adventures.
100%. But no, he came back to Earth. No explanation as to how he got back to Earth, by the way. He's just on Earth. And then, yeah, that's it.
I still don't even think that you scratched the surface on the Leprechaun lore, but I still feel like a lot of ground was covered there.
I think
that was insane.
I would recommend, if you like bad movies... I would recommend seeing one of the Leprechaun movies. The first one is the most boring.
Okay, is that the hood? Which one was the hood again?
The first one's just Leprechaun. It has Rachel from Friends in it.
Oh,
it's her first role.
Jennifer Gardner, Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston, yeah. Has her first role.
That was her first role.
Her first movie role, I think.
Movie role. Okay.
It was before Friends.
Did you watch the Friends reunion?
I watched part of it, but I feel like I don't have a nostalgic memory for Friends. It was like just the kind of show that was on in the background, and I have like my mom was watching it, and I never remember. I can't remember many episodes of it. What about you? Do you like Friends?
Well. I'm a little bummed that the nostalgia meter was empty for Friends, but borderline exploding for Leprechaun on your end. But anyway, I like Friends. I mean, listen, I'm not claiming that it's television glory at its finest and all that stuff, but hey, I like David Schwimmer. I like who's the other one?
Wow, you must really love them.
Nope. Hang on. You like space small people. Hang on. Crap. It's Chandler. We all like Chandler.
Okay, Chandler. Yeah,
no, it's
Chandler's
good. My wife
Matthew
and I watched
Perry?
it, and Matthew Perry just broke up with his girlfriend at the time, apparently.
Wait, just? I feel like I saw a thing on TikTok where he was like trying to date a 19-year-old on that celebrity dating app. Did you see that?
No, but why did you have to go and say that?
I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't mean to. I mean, that's what celebrities do. They're
Date
rich.
19-year-olds on phone apps?
They're rich and up to fucked up shit. That's my view of all celebrities. Unless you show me actively
Much like
a
Leprechaun
24
Part 4.
If you show me a 24-hour feed of a celebrity, then I am like, okay, that's a good one. Sometimes I get good vibes. Like Willem Dafoe,
Okay.
I think, is a good person.
Oh, Oh yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I got really excited about Willem Dafoe.
Exactly. See, that's
Did you
how
see my
everyone
body
feels about him.
gestures I just did? That was insane. Holy cow.
Everyone feels that way about Willem Dafoe. There's certain celebrities that I think are good people, and you can kind of tell. But everyone else, I don't trust them.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that you get good vibes from Willem Dafoe, but then when you see Jennifer Aniston and Leprechaun, you're like, I don't know about that one.
I think in Leprechaun, I liked her because she was earnest. But I think
Did she die?
No, she survived.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, and then after that and after Friends, I feel like she seems chill, but I can't imagine she's in touch with reality in any way. After you make so much money, like how do you relate to people?
That's a good question. And I'd like to dive into that. I'd like to think that were I to be in a sitcom that really just frickin' took off, and they're like, yo, here's all this cash, you're doing great. I'd like to think that I would be in touch with reality enough to be like, yeah, this is great. But also, when I die, when I'm 6 feet beneath soil, I'll have nothing. And it doesn't matter. So why not invest in the people? Why not invest in the community? Why not invest in things that go beyond a friend's paycheck?
That's good. I like that. That was also inspiring. I like the way you said that. It's kind of nice to listen to. I feel like you gave a speech at the end of a sports movie.
I was gonna say graduation, but sports movies good too.
I don't know, man. It's just I feel like because their lives are so crazy, because they're so private, so secretive.
I agree.
It's like, what are you gonna do? I'm waiting for everyone to have a scandal.
Ouch. Yeah. Well, no, it's kind of insane because you think about God bless her, Miss Eilish, and the fact that she just turned 19 and she's all around. She's making it big. And at one point you're like, that's crazy cool because if you watch the Apple original documentary on Billie Eilish, like I did,
wow,
it's super cool. I know, right? If you paid the $5, if you paid $5 a month to watch it, you were there. It was super cool to see the behind the scenes of her and her brother Phineas in their bedroom, cutting records and diamonds and stuff that like goes on.
That's nice.
But then you're like, man. But then, like you said, once you hit a certain point and you just, I don't know, you like transcend, I don't know, normalcy. It's kind of like, is it worth it? Yeah. Is there any way to balance that all out? Do you need a shrink? Probably. It's okay to get help. Who am I? It's 8:12 p.m. here, but you're an hour ahead of me.
It's
your thoughts on all that?
I was going to say, I feel like it's the same thing. It's like she's super famous right now, and she's doing great, and she seems like a really good person. But with all that fame,
Jennifer
all that
Aniston?
money, Billie Eilish, and all that fame and all that money, in 20 years, it's like, who is she going to be? What is she going to do? Also, like, the celebrities and how much money they have, what are they doing with it to help people? Like, I feel like there's a certain social duty that people have after you make a certain amount of money.
Interesting.
Here's where I'm at. Are you ready?
Oh boy. You're pointing. I'm ready. I am ready.
Okay.
I'm strapping in.
Have you ever watched Architectural Digest?
What do you think?
I'm going to say no.
You're correct.
Okay. So if you go on YouTube and look at Architectural Digest's YouTube channel, you can watch like tours of celebrities' homes, and you can see what they what they have in their home. You can see what they dedicate their time to, what their rooms are designed for. And you can also see like even richer people's houses and properties and stuff like that. And it is so disheartening to watch that and see that someone has a room just for their crystals when there's people out there who just can't afford to eat food.
Who had rooms for their crystals?
It wasn't a specific celebrity. It was just like a tour of this rich person's home. They had like 5 or 6 huge mansions on their property. And it was just like, they had an elevator to take you between. No, it wasn't an elevator. It was like one of those like,
A coal mine shaft?
No, it was like in the air, like
A
those
zip
air
line?
trams. Have you ever seen those? Yeah,
Sure, sure.
They had one of those to take you between the property on their property. It was weird, but it made me so upset.
Sure, that's a lot of house, and it also reminded me of MTV's Cribs, but probably to a much larger extent.
100%. Yeah, that's
very good.
You know what? I never made that connection before until you said that. Architectural Digest just stole MTV Cribs and was like, "We're gonna do it, but we're gonna hold our pinkies up and do it a little bit fancier."
Correct. We have sky elevators now. Side note: we're talking about musicians. We're talking about houses. We're talking about family. We're talking about connection.
Mm-hmm.
There's a show on the new hit streaming service, Paramount Plus.
Ooh.
Are you familiar with Paramount Plus?
I am familiar with Paramount Plus.
Are you currently subscribed to Paramount
Oh,
Plus?
fuck no, I'm not.
Oh, all right. Neither am I. Totally
convince
not.
me
So
why.
anyway,
Okay.
well, it's $5, you know.
Okay.
$5, you just whatever. I mean, that's where the iCarly reboots come in that you haven't watched the trailer to yet, but that's fine. Jerry Trainer's 44, by the way. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, there's a show called From Cradle to Stage.
Ooh.
Now the premise. Lean a little closer. Lean a little closer.
I'm ready.
The premise is each episode is focused on, for lack of better term, rock star. The first episode is based on what's his name? Hang on. It's Dan. I think it's Dan. Hang on.
Dan Danson.
Nope.
Dan.
Hang on. Nope. Just Dan. Hang on. You're doing more harm. Okay. Dan. It is Dan. Dan. Yeah, I was gonna be right. Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons.
Okay.
The front man
cool.
from Imagine Dragons. This show is called From Cradle to Stage, and it's short documentary style. The relationship between the rock star and their mother. Now listen. I know. So we haven't. Sarah and I, my wife, we haven't watched it yet. But as I'm looking through it, so Pharrell Williams is episode 2. Other Miranda Lambert episode 3. So I'm assuming, and based on the name and whatever, it's just like being sentimental for 30 minutes about how this woman raised this child. And now it's Imagine Dragons, I guess. And I think that's really cool. I really like that premise.
I agree. I think it could be pretty cool. I would like if at least one episode wasn't super sappy and was like, hey, my mom murdered my dad in front of me. Or something dramatic. You know what I mean? Just like go somewhere else with it. Spice it up a little bit.
Oh, okay. So in that premise, is the mom still in the shot, or is she in prison and this guy's just weeping to the camera?
She's in prison, but they interview her in prison.
Does she have like scratches in the wall behind her of like how many days she's been incarcerated and like scratched off?
Wait, okay, hold on though. Wouldn't it be interesting if you saw an episode about Eminem and his relationship with his mother?
Do we know if he has a mother?
I feel like in the beginning of his work, like a few of his songs were about his mom. It was a lot of anger towards his mom.
Was it?
Yeah. That'd
Even
be
Love the Way
see.
You Lie?
That was also by his mom.
That's frightening. I'm not familiar with his catalog, although there was a song where, what does he say? It's on his newest record, I believe. British Ollie knows it. He may or may not is listening. Oh crap! What does he say? Oh, there's a line where he's doing his rapping thing as Eminem does. You know how he is.
That guy. He raps all the time. You can't stop him.
You can't stop him. He's going. He said something. He said something about an apple, but then he goes, "No, it's not. It's a peach." He says that in his song, and you had to be there. That was the end of my story.
Are you going to sell the movie rights to that story to Paramount
I don't know.
Plus?
To Paramount Plus? I don't know. I don't think they'd have me. Holy cow. Hey, while we're here, and because like we said, we make the rules and it really doesn't matter what happens, let me quiz you.
Ooh.
And we're talking about streaming services. We're talking about HBO Max, the streaming service that has The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, the newest movie that I'm not going to watch. It has that. We're talking about Paramount Plus. We're talking about all these things. Let me bring it up. Hang on. I'm going to quiz you on...
I'm excited to be quizzed. It feels like I'm on my podcast with games.
Oh, is that right?
Let's go.
Where's it at? Oh my gosh, hang on. Watch me not be able to find it. I know I saved it. Hang on.
I believe in you.
Son of a gun. Hang on. You right. Hang on. Hey, fill the dead air. Say something interesting.
Once upon a time, not long ago, I saw a movie, and it was made by David Lynch. Are you a fan of Dune at all?
I finished the book a few weeks ago, and I watched the original, and I'm looking forward to the remake with Zendaya and Daniel Chardonnay or whatever his name is.
Hell yeah,
Continue.
Daniel Chardonnay.
What's his name? Do you know
named after the wine.
Do you know who I'm talking about? What's his name?
Timothy Chalamet. Daniel Chardonnay. My favorite actor.
That was close. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I was going to say, I've recently I love sci-fi fantasy, and I was like, Dune seems like it would be up my alley. So I watched a David Lynch movie. I read the first book. I'm reading the second book now. I'm hopefully trying to make it through as many of them as I can before the movie comes out. Oh, nice.
Do you have this one?
Nice. This is the same exact one I have.
Cool. You have this cool cover?
That's the same exact one, yeah.
To be fair, I ran off in haste to grab that. That was just for you, though. All right. So who cares? Who cares about what you just said in your stupid books?
Everyone cares.
No one cares.
Okay,
Here's the quiz. We're talking about streaming services. The most subscribed streaming services. Now, this is from a YouTuber, Grace Randolph, Beyond the Trailer. You may not be familiar with her. Now, this, as of today, this was from a video from May 20th. So some of these numbers may have shifted.
Okay.
So from 1 to 8, I'm going to have you guess what the top subscription services are as of May 20th.
And number one is...
Who do you think is number one?
Number one's the highest, right? We're going highest, lowest?
Correct.
I'm going to say that the number one streaming service is, in my head, it would be Amazon, because everyone kind of has Amazon, so it's kind of thrown in there that you would have Amazon Prime.
They have it apathetically because it comes along with...
100%. Okay. I bet you... I mean, I barely use Amazon Prime until they came out with The Boys and Invincible and stuff like that. Then I started
We're going to come back
more.
to Invincible later. Continue.
Nice. But I'm gonna say Disney Plus. I don't know why. I'm feeling Disney Plus.
You're wrong and you're a fool. Number one is Netflix.
Oh!
And again, as of May 20th, 207.6 million subscribers.
Wow.
Okay,
that's interesting.
We'll breeze through these. because there's 8 of them. Number 2, who do you think it is?
I'm going to say that has to be, I'm going to guess Amazon Prime.
Prime Video, 175 million subscribers.
Nice.
Number 3.
That one is probably going to be Disney Plus.
Get this man a medal. It's Disney Plus at 103.6 million subscribers. Number 4.
I thought it's so funny because I was going to say Netflix for number 1, but I feel not that long ago, I saw something that was like Disney might have passed Netflix. And I was like, oh, okay. So in my head, I thought it passed Netflix. Okay.
You're foolish.
What spot are we on?
We're on number 4.
4. This is where it starts to not matter. I'm going to go.
It gets kind of weird.
Does YouTube count? No, right?
No. Good question, but no.
Okay. So let's go with HBO Max. I feel like they've been coming out with a lot of movies over the pandemic. A lot of people have been able to watch high quality movies at home.
Okay. No. Apple TV. Apple TV. Apple TV, 42.6 million subscribers.
What do you get with Apple TV?
You get the Billie Eilish documentary, and
that's what got all those people. That was Billie Eilish. That's what got all those people.
Ted Lasso is on. Apple TV.
Ted Lasso.
It's really good. I watched it this year with my newborn child at the late hours of the evening. Mythic Quest is really good too. Number 5. What's number 5?
Number 5. That's gonna be HBO Max. It has to be.
Peacock.
What the fuck?
42 million subscribers.
That's you're lying. You're wrong.
I'm not. You're not. Okay, number 6.
That has to be HBO Max.
Number 6 is Hulu.
Fuck. Where the fuck is no one subscribed to HBO Max?
Hang on. We're gonna get there. Hulu has 41 as of May 20th. 41. 0.6 million. All right, number 7.
What's you said Peacock. What's another random ass channel? Fox
Hang on.
Online.
Hang on. Sky TV. Number 7 is HBO Max.
Okay, good.
At 40.6 million subscribers. Okay.
Oh.
Now number 8. What do you think number 8 is? Finally.
Number 8 is I don't, is that Paramount Plus?
It is Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
At 9 million subscribers. So again,
Wow.
This was on May 20th. Some of that may have changed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. It is interesting because HBO Max, you'd think that a lot of people would have it because they kind of have that persona for high quality stuff. From what I've been hearing and picking up, they haven't necessarily taken off yet.
That's
quotes.
wild.
And I think part of that reason was because as of the past 2 or so weeks, their entry price is $14.99 a month.
Wow,
For their subscription. And we've had them for the past couple months because of the Snyder Cut, and I'm all there for it.
Got it.
So we got it then, and
Yeah.
Practical Jokers is on there. We love it. Friends is on there now. My mom loves Friends. My mom has access to it. But yeah, number 7. So yeah, I don't know. I was going to land
That's
that.
crazy. That's kind of nice. I feel like HBO Max. In my head, I imagine so many people subscribe to it because they have just like new movies that you should see in theaters but aren't able to because there was a pandemic.
Yeah, and to be fair, so that should be only. I think that's only this year is they're going to have that deal. Because Godzilla vs. Kong was on there. Great movie.
Yes.
Highly recommend it. Movies are
pretty
supposed
fun.
to be fun. It doesn't have to have a great storyline. Anyway,
I
Mortal
agree
Kombat.
100%. We could talk about that later if you want.
I would love that. I've only seen the first 30 minutes of Mortal Kombat. I'd love to finish it. Devil made me do it. Not into it.
Mortal Kombat was kind of bad. It was pretty bad.
I mean, doesn't that fall into the Godzilla category though? Of like, okay, hang on, don't shake your head at me.
I'm gonna disagree with you about the Mortal Kombat thing.
Okay, well, let me finish.
Okay,
presumably you're walking into the theater, your living room, whatever, saying, "This is a Mortal Kombat movie.
100%.
I'm going to get Mortal Kombat."
Sure,
and that's it.
But what do you want? Like, okay, imagine if you watched King Kong versus Godzilla and they didn't
Kong
fight,
versus Godzilla.
or Kong versus Godzilla and they didn't fight, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there was just wasn't that thing that made it the thing that you wanted to see. Like, I'm fine with the plot not being great. That's okay. But Mortal Kombat,
You're into it.
I feel like the acting was very bad, and there were things in it that were just kind of unforgivable. Not in terms of like a watchable movie. So I don't know. I think as a fan of Mortal Kombat, I get the badness, and if it was a worse movie, I think I might have even liked it more. But it was just kind of middle of the road mediocre, which is like the worst thing you could be. You know, I feel like be good or be terrible.
You can't have both. I'm looking at you, Leprechaun 6 or whatever. No, I'm on the same page as you, and allow me to put a screaming halt to that conversation, to the momentum that we're having. Because listen, it's been fun in games. We've had a good time here tonight. I respect your time. I respect my time. We're not done, you fool. I'm not wrapping this up.
Oh, okay. I thought we were done.
No, get out of here. I know how much fun you're having. I can see that glimmer in your eye.
We're having a good time. Don't stop.
My God, we both start crying. No, so per our. Oh my gosh, I literally have this as a note in my phone, and I'll screenshot it and send it to you later. So going back to the beginning of our phone call, whatever we're doing right now, and I said, "Man, I thought you were Nick, but it's okay. I'm not mad about it." I intended to tell him, "Hi, Nick. I hope you appreciate this conversation." That you, if I'm remembering correctly, that you, Marcus, you specifically, are wrong. You're wrong.
Oh my God.
You're wrong. Hey, let me finish. You're wrong about Now You See Me.
I'm wrong about Now You See Me, the magic
You're
movie.
wrong about the magic movie.
The
Listen.
terrible garbage magic movie where no magic actually happens. No one had to learn any magic tricks. They just CGI'd magic and they didn't explain anything because they didn't have to. So why not at that point just make it real magic? I'm still mad about this. I'm sorry. It's been years since we recorded an episode.
But Isla Fisher was in it, and she was in Hot Rod. Anyway, I don't know. I had a good time with it. It falls into the Godzilla category.
Were you liked Now You See Me?
I had a good time with it, man. It was Mark Ruffalo. He was the guy behind it the whole time. Daniel Radcliffe's in the second one. I don't know. It was fun. I thought it was fun. Right?
That's fair.
You didn't have fun at all? You didn't have any fun at all?
I had some fun. I had some fun.
Isn't that better than none fun?
It is better than none fun. I would say, I mean, I don't remember if I don't remember that episode that we did. I don't know if I recommended it or not, but I could see why Nick liked it and I could see why people like it because it is kind of a fun heist movie. But something about the magic tricks being so absurd and not based in any real magic or performance or anything, that I don't know why that bothered me so much.
You really have a big chip on your shoulder right now. Like I see you thinking through it methodically. It's really interesting.
It's just I don't know why that bothers me. I'm trying to think about it, but it's just like point, I think what it is if you're gonna have it be magic and like unexplainable magic, then at that point, why not just say real magic exists? Why not just make it bigger? You know. I don't know.
You want to know what I think? You want to know what I think? I think at some point in your childhood, you entered into a talent show for your school. And I think you went into it bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and you said, I'm going to pull this freaking rabbit out of the hat.
Yeah.
And then you slaughtered that rabbit accidentally.
The rabbit died.
But not terrible. But not in the room. Not in the room as you're pulling it out of the hat on the drive over. You dropped the hat, the car ran over it. It's still dead in your driveway to this day.
Yeah, I didn't know. And then I pulled it out of the hat and it was dead. And I was like, oh no, Timmy.
It was a Timmy. We could have picked a better name. It was a carcass of a rabbit. Anyway, as we slowly enter the final stretch of this wonderful time, I proposed that we, because you are one part of the better half of the Now Try This podcast, that we bring a little bit of that here. Do you remember that at all?
You did? Yeah, okay. I remember that.
Did you come prepared?
I sort of did.
I'm embarrassed.
Why did I even care? Because you said this to me. You said that you weren't super into anime.
Don't quote me. Oh, I did. I totally forgot.
And then I thought you had to pitch you on anime. So I was like, okay,
that's true.
I'm gonna pitch. I'm gonna try to get you to watch an anime. So that's what I would have you try. But you go first.
Okay, let me get my fine one out of the way, and then we'll get back to anime, and we'll talk about anime until we close. Okay, so let me close my curtain. It's getting dark out. I don't want weirdos looking at me. Okay, so you guys talked about Invincible.
Yes.
Semi recently. I can't remember. Did you suggest that or did Nick?
I did suggest it.
So you've seen it.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay. You liked it.
I did. I liked it a lot.
Did you read any of the graphic novels prior?
I did, yeah. I was a huge fan of Robert Kirkman, so I actually have read all of the Invincible and Walking Dead. I don't read his other stuff, really.
Okay.
But those are the main ones.
This is great. Okay, unless if you did read this one by some strange chance. This is great. Wow, this is great. Wait till we get to anime. So my suggestion, my proposal, my last dying breath to you is hang on, what is it called? I know what it's called. That was a joke. That was a fake out. Oblivion Song by Robert Kirkman. Have you heard? Have you read?
I might own the first issue, but I don't think I've ever read it.
Okay. All right. So I'm young and trendy and hip. And I have Comixology on my iPad, as a
Wow, I'm impressed.
Are you?
What? Earlier we were talking about how celebrities stay in touch with the world. How do you stay in touch with the world as an owner of Comixology?
I drink a lot of LaCroix. Anyway, so Oblivion Song by Robert Kirkman. So there's 5 volumes. I've read the first one. I bought the first one. I think you can get the first volume of Oblivion Song on Comixology for like $6 ish or something like that right now.
Yep.
So it is created and it is written by Robert Kirkman. Arts by Lorenzo, some Italian name, I think. He's done other things. So Robert Kirkman obviously has done The Walking Dead. He did Invincible. He did a little bit of work for Marvel. He's been around. He's made love to a lot of different IPs. He's given himself away to a lot of good ideas, is what I'm saying.
Wolfman.
So the premise, huh?
I said Wolfman. Have you read his Wolfman comic book?
I haven't. Should I?
It's not good.
Okay. I won't be reading Wolfman.
Sorry.
All right. So you're good. I'll look into it at least, I guess. I know you're dying to know the premise of Oblivion Song.
Please tell me.
You're dying. Do you know the premise? Why should I tell you something
I
you
do
already
not know the premise of Oblivion Song.
You uneducated prick. All right. So the premise is it's a supernatural science fiction story that chronicles Nathan Cole. That second name is the name of my child. He's a man who makes daily trips to try and rescue those still living in the apocalyptic hellscape of Oblivion, a part of Philadelphia lost a decade ago along with 300,000 of its citizens. Okay. Now you may be saying, Josh, did you just read that from Wikipedia? Yes.
You know what?
But
I thought you came up with that yourself.
but you're also asking, Josh, why did you read it from Wikipedia if you've read the graphic novel? And I'll tell you, I have the memory of a goldfish. But anyway,
me too.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Oblivion Song is awesome. I love the art. I love the vibe. He goes back through portals. There's weird monsters. There's guns. There's drama. Good stuff.
I love drama.
That's just what I wanted to throw your way.
I was going to say this. As soon as you read the description, I was like, oh, I did read that first issue. So I own the first issue and I've read it, but only the first issue. So you have convinced me now to go and read more of it. So I'm going to go and I'm going to read the first volume at least of it and check it out. Give it a fair chance.
I don't think I'm ever going to talk to you again because I think I've done my job.
Oh, no. We've become good friends through this podcast. All the listeners are not going to believe in our friendship that we've genuinely made, as this is our actual first conversation.
I think it's going swimmingly.
Okay, I have to convince you about anime now, right?
You do. Let's dive into anime really quick. So hang on. So let me defend. So listen, I'm not sure if you've heard any of this from prior times. It's fine. I respect anime. The most anime that I have watched in recent past, I viewed and finished all of Blood of Zeus on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen Blood of Zeus?
I have not watched it. Is it good?
Throw that in your pocket along with Oblivion Song. It's on Netflix. It's Greek mythology craziness. It's technically it's a Netflix original anime. Really good. Other anime stuff like My Hero Academia. What else is there? I don't know. You know them all.
Yeah.
A lot of the animation style, it hurts me.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
It hurts my head, and I don't think I'm being dramatic. It's just kind of like this: the choppiness. They're all making a lot of loud facial expressions. Whatever. I get it. So that's just for me. But please, plead your case.
Okay. So I am a diehard anime consumer lover. I watched it since I was young. I have a tattoo of Guts from Berserk. I don't know what the best angle
to show it is. I see it.
There it is.
What the? Okay. You do. That's dedication, my friend.
I love it. It's great. Anime is just the best. And I feel like people's common misconception with anime is that it's like, I don't think this is yours, because I feel like you are a smart consumer. But I feel like a lot of people see anime and they're like, this is a genre of stuff. And it's not. It is a medium in which various genres exist. So if you want to watch a sci-fi anime, you could watch sci-fi anime. If you want to watch a horror anime, you could watch a horror anime. Romance, whatever. They've got it all. But for you, I would say, what kind of stuff do you like? Because it's hard to. I think that I feel like there's an anime out there for everyone. You know,
that's a bold claim.
And I think that there's one that you would like, and I don't know which one that is. But tell me a couple of things you like. Tell me a couple of your like favorite movies, TV shows, and stuff.
I will. I have heard that Netflix is putting out an anime of The Witcher. So I'd be hard into that because I like the premise of The Witcher, as you can see in my shot, like right here, hang on, right about there-ish, my Witcher collections of stuff. But I'm not going to show you the rest because this is my private space.
Oh, okay.
But I like that.
I appreciate that.
I watched Dragon's Dogma, a Netflix original adaptation of the video game. It was weird.
You watch anime?
I don't think what I just said classifies to say something as bold as that. If you say so, then great.
I would say you have watched anime, but I don't think you've watched any of the good ones.
Okay, now I'm afraid to hear you say what the good animes are.
Here's my recommendation for anime.
Hang on, let me pull up. My notes?
Do you like cerebral things that make you think? Do you like to, or do you like to turn off your brain when you watch stuff?
I like both. Can it be both?
I don't know if something exists that is both, but
ouch. Okay.
But I'm going to say this. Recently we did an episode on Perfect Blue, which is an old anime movie. So that way you just get it out in one shot. And it has to do with like dual identity and the difference between where you are and where you want to be. And it's also a mystery thriller, but it's not like super scary. So you're not going to like have weird dreams like The Conjuring made you have.
Thank you.
Yeah. I highly recommend that one. I recommend some of the classics too. Like Full Metal Alchemist is very, very good.
I've heard.
Cowboy Bebop is a fun one. That one's a little bit more mature. If the like anime style of like kooky crazy, yeah, that's it. That's Perfect Blue. But yeah, if the kooky crazy anime style gets to you, I feel like Cowboy Bebop is a more calm adult anime to watch.
Cowboy, I've heard of this one. Yeah, Cowboy. Yeah.
It's pretty
These
good.
Are the ones go ahead.
Not every episode is the best. You know what I mean? Like, but there are some really good episodes that I would say are some of the best anime I've watched.
So, did you also know that the cast has been announced for Netflix's live-action Cowboy Bebop series?
Yes, I saw.
Oh, interesting. Okay, how do you feel about that?
I like the cast. I think the cast is very strong. And I was
think
so
you would know anything
excited
about
for
this.
it. I was super excited for it because we just the cast looks good, but then during filming, they one of the cast members like broke their arm or something, and it stopped. They had to halt production until he healed and recovered. So who knows what the future of the Cowboy Bebop show is? And then we had a pandemic and everything like that. So
We did.
I don't know. I'm excited for it still. I'm holding out hope that it's done well, but anime adaptations famously are pretty bad.
Here's my promise to you as we wrap up. I will, and I'll look you right in the
eye region.
What'd you just say?
I was just saying the eye region because I can't tell if you're looking me in the eyes.
I was gonna say pixelated eyes, but that's fine. I'm gonna watch Perfect Blue. I'm gonna find it. I will view it.
Nice.
I'll probably have to watch it alone, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. And I'll call you up since I now have your personal information in the middle of the evening, and I'll say, Marcus. Actually, first I'll say Nick, and I'll say, oh wait, Marcus. Perfect Blue was just fine.
Oh no, you got cut off.
And I'm assuming that's how that's gonna go.
Oh, there you are. Hello.
Is that all right?
Yeah,
I didn't stop. That's all right. We're in the ending now, so it doesn't even matter. We could drop off, but this is it, baby.
Oh man,
I want to hear what
you said.
You're gonna have to listen back, sucker. You're gonna have to listen back.
Listen to the episode to hear what you said.
Oh no, you weren't gonna listen anyway. That hurts.
No,
oh my gosh,
I was. All
right. But dude, this has been wonderful. Why don't you do the hip thing that all of the vloggers are doing? Where can people find you? Why should they care? Why don't you just throw that crap out?
Oh, guys, go out there and look us up on every social media platform. Smash all the likes, all the hearts. Oh. Absolutely wreck those like buttons.
Oh.
No, so you can find us wherever podcasts are at Now Try This. We're also on all of the social media platforms at Now Try This Cast. We also started a Patreon, so if you want to support after you listen, you can go there. But and we also live stream our podcast every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to watch the podcast live and join the conversation in the chat, you can also go there.
I won't, but they can.
Why not? How dare you?
I might be asleep. It's an hour ahead here. I got to get my beauty sleep.
That's fair.
No, I might.
It's funny. It's been a good experience. Just really quickly, I know we have to wrap up.
You're fine.
It's been a good experience doing it live because it's funny saying the things that I say on the podcast and then immediately having someone in the chat respond or tell me I'm an idiot or whatever.
Or say, Marcus, why are you opening up so freely on this large platform?
100%.
It'll probably be me. Nope, dude, I've appreciated this time. Thanks for accepting my lovely invite. And if only one person listens and it's just me, just know that I will go to bed thinking about this lovely time.
Nice. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm genuinely had a very good time here talking to you.
Would you tell me if you didn't?
I would. I'm not good at hiding how I feel.